Welcome to the Jacqueline Social Exchange. I'm your host, Mary Daffin. Today, we have a very special guest. He is a man known for discovering CTE in professional athletes. Today, we have the opportunity to meet the whole person, a scientist, doctor, family man. You will learn about a young boy who grew up amidst a civil war, came to the United States, built a life through medicine, and held on to the truth even when it cost him dearly. Our conversation today isn't going to be about conflict. It's about conviction, healing, and what a life lived close to death can really teach us. Dr. Bennet Omalu is a forensic pathologist, a neuropathologist, a former chief medical examiner. He is currently a professor at the California University at Davis and president of Bennet Omalu Pathology. He has also penned 2 books, Truth Doesn't Have a Side and Brain Damage in Contact Sports. Let's welcome our special guest, Dr. Bennet Omalu.
Thank you so much, Mary, for having me.
You're welcome. It's so wonderful to finally get you here because we've tried for a long time. Yeah. Okay, I have a zillion questions for you because you've lived such a full and interesting life. Yeah. One that many of us can't even imagine. Let's start with just a simple question. Who is Bennet?
Well, Bennet is a young man who believed in the greatness of America and the exceptionalism of America. And I was born during the Nigerian-Biafran Civil War. I was born a refugee, and for the first 3 years of my life, I was moving from one war camp to the other. Eventually, the war ended when I was 4 years old, and the first time I tasted meat and milk was when I was 4. So I suffered some protein energy malnutrition. Mm-hmm. And then as I was growing up, Nigeria is one of the 10 most corrupt countries in Africa, in the world, actually. So growing up as a young man with my youthful idealism, there were certain things I was seeing that was inconsistent with my sense of identity. Why should there be refuse dumps on the road? Very basic things. Why should a government official steal public funds? So I went into this deep state of depression, childhood depression, that I wasn't aware of. But in spite of the darkness, I had this strong conviction that I was born to be somebody, that there is some other better life somewhere.
Did that come from anyone? Did you hear that? Was it your mother or family?
Part of it was my Christian faith. I was brought up in a very devout Catholic environment. I believed in the goodness of God. I believed each and every one of us is made in the image of God. I believed in love. God, by our faith, created the universe, and the universe is so beautiful. So He's a beautiful God who created a beautiful man and a beautiful woman for us to be beautiful.
Even in a war-torn country, you still saw that.
Yes, I think that is one gift I have. Rather than focus on the darkness, I would seek the light, no matter how infinitesimal it may be. I always believe that no matter what, come what may, there shall be the sunlight tomorrow morning. I just believed in that come what may, the days will continue rolling by. There will always be a rising sun the next day. And I always focused on the next day. So that was what pulled me through. But as an adolescent, I began to see imageries of America in magazines, in television. I discovered the African Americans. I discovered the African American music, Lionel Richie, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson. So
Motown.
Yeah, Motown. The Motown music inspired me. that I saw people like Lionel Richie. If these kids, these people, if they could be so perfect in what they do, why can't I be perfect? Why can't I be perfect in being myself? So that was why I chose to come to America. There is no place in the world close to America. In fact, America is the land of the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's what makes it great.
You're right. I mean, it's true. It is so true. It's a tapestry for sure.
Yes, mosaic. In fact, I remember there was an interview I had with Will Smith, and it was an international journalist, international media. And he asked him a question. He said, look, it's only in America there can be a Will Smith. And it's only in America there can be a Bennet Omalu. That is what is unique about America. And it's so true.
So share with our listeners and our viewers your relationship with Will Smith.
Well, so I came to America. I discovered the power of education.
Okay.
Again, don't let the difficulties, challenges, and shortcomings of your life define who you are. Failure is something guaranteed. You were born to fail. So you anticipate failure, embrace it when it comes, but transform it, transmutate it into a winning platform. Each failure is a platform for you to win. Equitize your failure. Create value from your failure and become successful. Okay. So when I came to America, I discovered racism. I grew up in Africa. In Africa, there were tribes. Tribalism is simply based on the concept of birds of the same feather clustering together, not based on a man being inferior to another man. I wasn't mentally aware of such a losing concept that is inconsistent with reality. That is not the God we worship. So I came here, I saw racism, whereby racism, my interpretation of it, to a great extent, is socioeconomic.
Absolutely.
So they keep education opportunities from a certain group to concretize their understanding of their own reality. So I discovered that education is power. You can treat me any way you want to treat me, but once I have a piece of knowledge in my head that you don't have, I have some superiority over you. And you come seeking that knowledge, no matter what you think I may be. So I embraced education. Today I have 8 degrees and professional certifications. So my getting all the education I got was my response to racism. Because I compared it to a plane in flight. When a plane encounters a turbulence, what does it do? It doesn't go down. It goes
up.
Higher. So I believe that education was the power I needed, or the rocket fuel I needed to go above, beyond racism and beat racism. Okay, so I used the challenge in my life, equitized it, and turned it into something useful for me. And so again, like in my childhood, the darkness of my deprivations, I inspired me to seek something better. As I came to America, I encountered racism, where a fellow man wants to tell me how high I can jump or where I should be. And I rejected that you were born by the same God you were created by the same God that created me. What makes you think you tell me what to do and not what to do? So one way I fought back was get as much education So I became highly technically sophisticated, if you could see that. Okay. And I have
the best at what you do.
Yes. I have an MBA from Carnegie Mellon University. Okay. Combined with my medical, I have 5 board certifications. And I also have a master's in public health. So I was working in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania as a very young pathologist. I was like 32 years old. And I began to learn about American football. I watched it, people dressed up like extraterrestrials running around the field, slamming into one another.
That's an interesting description.
Yeah. I didn't understand the concept or the objective of the game. But I just thought it was, in a way, un-American.
Now, why do you say that?
Because I believe America is the country with the most intelligent people on earth. What is intelligent about intentionally slamming your head onto the head of another player? Even as a young scientist, I knew that wasn't good for you. So I began to hear about retired football players who were not doing well. But the media were making fun of them, that they don't invest their money well, they don't do well after retirement. And I said in my quiet corner and moment, I said, no, that is not true. To do well, you must have the brains to do well. By the time they're out of the NFL, their brains are knocked out. So I started spending my own money. I did autopsies, examined brains, just for the fun of it. Because remember, I was dealing with depression. I had no life. I had no girlfriends. I had no social life. The only thing I could do was sit my butt down and look into a book. Mm-hmm. So I did that very well.
You did that well. And you're in your early 30s at this point.
Yes, I was in my early 30s. And in fact, my therapist told me, Bennet, if not for your depression, I don't think you would have had the mental focus, the single-mindedness of purpose to do what you did.
This episode is sponsored by Miro Pictures, a creative and consulting agency dedicated to transforming stories into powerful narratives and helping your brand stand out in a competitive market. Elevate your brand today by visiting miropictures.com. That's MERO pictures.com.
So again, childhood depression becoming something beneficial for me. And she says to me, some other people may have started drinking, may have become self-destructive. But I chose not to, because I saw that glimmer of hope that it shall be better tomorrow. Just keep on, survive today, keep on doing what you're doing. It's going to be okay. I don't know where I got that strength from, to be honest.
That's a gift. It's a gift, don't you think?
Maybe. Mm-hmm. So, luck finds the prepared mind.
Amen.
So while I was doing what I was doing.
Can you repeat that?
Luck finds the prepared mind.
Yes.
So I got lucky. I came across the brain of Mike Webster. Unlike Bashir, a prominent journalist that was in MSNBC, I think his name was Matthew Bashir. Mm-hmm. He interviewed me once. We had dinner. And he said to me, Bennet, it's really amazing that the first case you did was Mike Webster. Mike Webster was almost a prince of football.
Very high-profile player.
Very high-profile white guy from the Midwest. Okay? That if it had been some black guy like you from, not a well-known player, it wouldn't have had such an impact. People would have just dismissed, who is this foreigner? What is he talking? Black people's thing. So everything fell in line, okay? So I got lucky. I saw the changes in Mike Webster's brain. I was able to put things together because of my intellectual sophistication. Because one of the questions the NFL was asking them was, how come he's the only doctor seeing this and there's no other doctor? I remember I happened to be black, a foreigner, a young doctor, unknown. And somebody said to me, Bennet, if your name was Omalu, with an apostrophe, and you were 70 years old with some gray hair, that people would have believed you more. That the problem you had was the believability factor. Because of societal norms and expectations, black guy from Africa, what does he know? That's the mistreats of society, okay, or the alternative truths. So the NFL pushed back. Society, the American mainstream society pushed back hard. Because I did not realize the impact of what I was doing. I didn't grow up here that football was was as American as apple pie.
It's an institution, for sure.
So I think I bothered many people, and they came after me. I pushed back. I stood firm. And I remember I said to myself, I came all the way from Nigeria running away from corruption. I came here, I encountered racism, I fought back, I beat racism. And here I am speaking my truth. And some other person is telling me to shut up. I said, I ain't gonna do that. I'd rather be dead. People made sacrifices for me to be where I am. Why not me? So I was prepared to give my life. That was how.
Did you ever have those kind of threats toward you?
Oh, yeah. Countless threats.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm not kidding. In fact, even I got a call, come home, there's a phone message. You're dead tomorrow at 6 a.m. 6 a.m., don't just come out. If you love your life, 6 a.m. Some people offered me money indirectly to shut up, So the truth is the truth. There is only one truth. The truth will always prevail. The truth is light. It may take time to prevail, but it will. The question is, when it prevails, on whose side are you going to be? The truth or the alternative truth? Okay? And in Praha, Czech Republic, a very intelligent, successful finance guy at a conference asked me, Bennet, what is the truth? And I said, well, I thought about it. The truth is that decision you make, the action you take, or the thing you say that enhances the shared common humanity of all of us, of all mankind. If it enhances the humanity of only yourself or just a select few, it's not the truth.
Wow, that really can be read into where we are today.
Yes. So Hollywood took notice about this young, no-name Nigerian, like the NFL called me. Ridley Scott took notice, and his wife, Giannina Scott, who happened to be both foreigners. Giannina is Italian and I think Costa Rican. And then Ridley Scott, Scottish. So they empathized with me. They said, Bennet, and they said to me, even Sanjay Gupta, CNN, they reached out to me, Bennet, this is not racism. Don't think it's racism. This is just mainly a foreigner. It's like an American going to China to tell them to stop eating the Chinese soup. Yet they're gonna look at you like, who is this? We don't think it's racism. It's just what's the terminology for people are afraid of foreigners? Okay, and it's also socioeconomic.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. So that helped me, and Hollywood thought it was such an impactful narrative, an impactful story, and also what the contributions foreigners make to America. So it was featured in a movie, Concussion, which Smith played me in the movie. From what Sonny, produced by Sonny said it's been very successful and it's popular. It's one of those movies that will never go away.
No, it's timeless for sure.
It's timeless. Every Super Bowl Sunday, guess what is on TV? Concussion.
So how did you feel when they cast Will Smith? And what did your wife say when they cast Will Smith?
Well, my wife pretty much was never wanted to be involved.
Okay.
Because she, like Bill Clinton said once, when you're a public figure, and when things happen to you, people say things about it affects people who love you more than it affects you.
Oh, I believe that.
So my wife, then we were a young couple, she felt the hate and she took it personal. And
the accusations against you personally.
I mean, sure,
but not Will Smith.
Yeah, no.
Okay, she liked Will Smith, right? I'd be like,
Well, so what happened? Because of her attitude towards the CTE narrative. Mm-hmm. So when Hollywood came knocking, she didn't want to have anything to do with
Gotcha.
it. So Will Smith actually had to fly down to our house and personally with the director, Peter Landesman, and begged her. Said, well, guarantee you it's going to be a very positive story. Okay. Before she agreed to sign. Okay. So we worked on the movie for 6 years.
Oh, my goodness.
I remember Hollywood, nothing is guaranteed. Your movie could be pulled a day before the premiere. So you can't count your blessings until it's out in the theaters. So we worked on it for 6 years. I spent months in Hollywood. I met everybody you could think of. All right. So I met Ridley Scott. I met almost all the major executives. Every morning I wake up, put on my suit. Because I think they were presenting me to Hollywood. Is this a guy we want to invest tens of millions of dollars on? Is he legitimate? Could he speak English?
And are people going to come to the theater to see the movie? I mean, they're interested in, are people going to be interested in this topic and come to it? I mean, there's the economics of it.
Yeah, it's a business.
It's a business
decision. So I think I passed.
I think you did. Yes,
got a
obviously.
Good grade. I had to sell myself. My MBA helped me a lot. Okay. So the next question, I remember that day we had a meeting. There was this talent scout. She was this very pretty Moroccan girl. Beautiful. But every time I noticed, she was always staring at me. I'm like, why would such a beautiful girl be looking at me with all these successful people around? What? And sometimes I'll look at her, she'll smile. I'm like, damn, I can't believe this. So the day we were having the meeting, Ridley Scott was on the phone because he was producing Exodus then. So he called her, said, oh, yes, okay. So tell me what you think. It turned out she was placed there to observe me and advise Ridley Scott on who should play me.
Oh.
I said, okay, no wonder.
So she was a casting director.
Yes,
Got you.
and assistant casting director. Mm-hmm. So she went on, Ridley, this is who he is, this is what he does. I think Denzel will be too old for him.
Now, I'm a big Denzel Washington
Denzel
fan.
was the first person they had
Well,
on the
that's
list.
who.
Because Denzel had a very good relationship with Ridley. Mm-hmm. So he said, yeah, the way he laughs, just everything about him, Denzel may not fit in so well. So Ridley said, so who's next? He said, Will Smith or Idris Elba. So they picked up the phone, he called Idris Elba's agent. Said, hey, this is what we're doing. Ask him if he's interested. Within 2 hours, the agent called. I said, yes, he's interested. He knows about Dr. Omalu. He's also originally from West Africa. So the next question was Will Smith. He was in a movie production, then some other sci-fi movie. So they said, well, let's work on it. They got the script ready. They sent it to him. And his agents, because it was NFL, all his agents, the industry didn't want anything to do with it because the NFL is very powerful.
Very powerful.
So they convinced him then, look, you're getting older. It's time to start transitioning. This is a very mature, teamed movie. Just like Denzel did. Denzel transitioned very well. So this is a good movie for you to transition with. So I think he didn't want to do it. But out of respect, said, hey, let me meet Bennet. Let's have dinner. So that was the first time I flew on a private jet. It was a Thursday morning. I sent a private jet with a private, that type of lifestyle. I've never experienced
That's
it.
lovely.
So they flew me out to the Bel Air hotel, the restaurant at Bel Air. I mean, this is as upscale as it could be. I was so intimidated. So I got there. I remember, I'm like, where am I going to go? Then Peter Landesman called, hey, Bennet. I'm like, yeah, finally I've seen somebody I know. Good Lord. Said, I need some Johnny Walker, man. I need a shot. I'm nervous. Say, hey, you're now a celebrity. When you go in there, you're going to see some famous people. You're one of them now. So don't turn around and start staring and want to greet. No. Keep a straight face. You're in Hollywood.
Be cool.
Yeah. I said, okay, just give me my Johnny Walker, man, before we start. I'm sweating. So I took a shot, Johnny Walker. I said, okay, right on. Suddenly, boom, Will Smith, all right. Mm-hmm. So I had practiced, how to, hey, I'm Bennet. But I didn't know he was so tall. So he saw me. I was standing behind Janina. Janina is tall too. So he was like, where's Dr. Malu? So I came out. I said, oh, nice meeting you, doctor. I said, no, call me Bennet. I said, oh, he's cool. Call me Will. Mm-hmm. I said, okay, Will. So we sat down. It was meant to be a 2-hour dinner. I didn't eat nothing. He put his seat next to me, placed his hand behind my seat, and we started talking. The first question he asked me was, are you fucking crazy? Like, why? He said, you were going against the NFL? Weren't you afraid you were going to get lynched? I said, well, I didn't know what the NFL was. I didn't know what football was. I knew soccer. When I heard football, I thought it was soccer. So he said, okay, your ignorance was your strength.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yes. Said he didn't know what you were doing, so he didn't give a damn. So you could say that. That even if I knew what I was doing, as long as I was in search of the truth, I wasn't afraid. Depression and the Civil War did not kill me in Africa. Then I come here to America in search of life. And you want to do what to me? Bring it on.
I was like, you've been there, done that.
Because, tyrants and bullies are more afraid of you. They do whatever they do out of fear. So when you stand firm and look them back in the eye, you will ruffle them. And they will run away. So that was what I did. The commissioner of the NFL, what makes him a man is what makes me a man. What makes him a human being is what makes me a human being. So why should I be afraid of him? All it could take is just a little tiny piece of lead bullet. And so what? But it couldn't shut down the truth. So that was what I believed in. And it's what I've always believed in. Okay? So it is what it is. The truth prevailed. Will Smith, after that night, we got done around 1 a.m. when his wife called. By 5 a.m. he called, said, I'm doing it. I mean, if this little guy from Africa has this level of courage, why not him, Will Smith? He's a very good guy. He's a phenomenal guy. And he did it. And I'm deeply grateful because of his brand equity, his name behind concussion has elevated concussion to the level of a public health tool. Do you know today, in some hospitals, when your son suffers a concussion, the doctors will tell you when you get home, watch the movie Concussion. Okay, because it gives you a broader perspective. Mm-hmm. And because the movie was so brilliantly done. In 2 hours, 45 minutes, just told a story.
A story.
In a very brilliant, penetrative way. That the first time I saw that movie, I was in a theater, I was at the back row. I saw it in public. 5 minutes after the movie, nobody left. This was a shock. 5 minutes, nobody left. Because it ended suddenly. And it's like everybody was still in shock. What have I just seen? Because when they hear concussion, everybody thought it was going to be a sports movie. And internationally, they changed the name. It's not called concussion in other markets. And I was told, I don't know how true this was, that the person who decided to name it concussion suffered some consequences. That it should have been given another title. Because people said, this is a story about conviction.
It's a much broader topic.
Yeah, it's a much broader than concussion. But hey, it is what it is. It is still, if you had told me 10 years later, it was released December 2015, I'll still be receiving emails from all over the world that people will be stopping me. I'm like, yesterday I was minding my business, walking to my son's basketball game. This guy who was walking started screaming and yelling. I turned, what is going on? Dr. Omalu! I'm like, good Lord. He said, oh my God, so what? Oh my gosh, can I call my wife? I said, for what? He said, you don't know what you've done. You've changed life, Dr. Omalu. I teach biophysiology here at the college. Whenever I teach a class on your work, that is when the students are most participatory. Okay, that you've done, oh my God, such an honor to meet you. If you had told me 10 years that such things will still be happening, I would have laughed at your face. But what has happened is that, this was the president of KPMG, the accounting firm, their global president.
Big Five.
Yeah. I was in Praha. They had their international annual conference. I mean, these are very extremely successful people. And he said, look, why we brought Bennet here today is no matter who you are in the organization, this was a young doctor who was working in a corner office, a no name. He saw an anomaly. He knew the consequences that he was going against the powers that be. Yet, he chose to do the right thing. He didn't turn over the page. Same applies to every industry. You may think you're insignificant, but the actions you take can bring down the entire firm. Why don't you do what Bennet did? Make the right choice. Ask yourself that question. Does this enhance the shared common humanity of all of us, including your company? And he said to people, Dr. Omalu is not a whistleblower. No. He said to me, are you a whistleblower? I said, no, I'm not a whistleblower. Because I had a goodwill. I didn't have any malfeasance, any ill will against anybody. I wasn't telling on anybody. I was simply telling the truth. Like my memoir, the title of my memoir is Truth Doesn't Have a Side. There is only one truth. There's no alternative truth. There's only one truth. So seek that truth that enhances the shared common humanity of everybody. And I think that was why I succeeded. It was never about self-aggrandizement or to sell myself or to become somebody. No, that has never been my intent. My intent is to be the best, the very best of myself, making a positive change and impact in the lives of people around me and in any other life I can touch one person at a time.
And this is what drives you.
Yeah, that is what drives me. My manager here, Wendy, she can confirm that.
Because you work some very long hours, many cases, but even as a pathologist, you're after the truth.
Yes.
That is the bottom line of to find out the why.
Yes, as a scientist, again, I'm a believer in God. I'm not a religious person, no. But I'm a faithful Christian. I believe in God. And I believe faith is an endeavor in search of the truth. Okay? Science is an endeavor in search of the truth. And there's only one truth, right? So that means science and faith have the same outcome, the same end point. So science and faith, I believe in geometry, is called congruent, are equal and the same. So in whatever I do, I seek the truth. I apply scientific methods. I apply methods of humanities in search of that truth in whatever I do. What happens is when people see that, your sense of integrity, your sense of dignity, it's attractive. People respect that and people love you. And I think that is why I've become very successful in what I do.
And you're very well liked, even in the midst of this turmoil. I mean, you're a well-liked person. And I think that has to do with the light inside of you, because you're joyful. You're joyful. You can deliver some hard news, but you're joyful, which again, I think that is the way God made you.
Yeah. Even people, let me tell you a story.
Okay.
So when the NFL settled the class action lawsuit, the NFL had lawyers on their side. The families had lawyers on their side. And Omalu was the middle point. He was the one who instigated all this. The NFL does not like me. Goodell wouldn't even mention my name in a press conference. Okay. So one day I got a call from Kansas, right? Kansas State. Okay. It was a lawyer, a defense attorney, defending an insurance company on a conscious pain and suffering case. So he said to me, "Hey, Ben, I know you very well. You may not know me." So I said, "So who are you? Why don't I know you?" He said, "Well, during the NFL settlement, I was one of the doctors defending the NFL." I said, oops.
Yeah.
So why are you calling me?
Why are you calling me? Yeah.
I said, I'll be very honest with you. Yes. I may not have liked you because you were testifying to things I didn't want to hear. What you were saying was impacting the NFL negatively, both financially and socially, even brand-wise. But after all is said and done, Bennet, I respected you and I admired you. I said, really? He said, yes. Because I thought you knew what you were doing. And you had such high sense of integrity. I said, oh, thank you. So that is why I'm coming to you, because I have a case where I think you can help me. I said, oh, you know what? That feels good. And the case I defended him, they prevailed. They won the case. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I tell people, you don't have to like me. You have every right not to like me. You even have every right to be racist towards me. It lies within your personal freedom. But please, respect me. You don't have to like me to respect me. Okay? And I tell people, bring it on. What have I done? Okay? If I make a mistake, with every humility, you point it out to me, I'll admit it and apologize. But don't throw accusations at me like the NFL did. You know, if the NFL had handled it differently, they would have benefited more. Hypothetically, if they had simply reached out to me, say, hey, come, let's talk. I would have even advised them on what to say, on how to say it so that it would be of less negative impact on them. I would have even advised them in a way that would have mitigated the settlement. I'm not kidding.
10 years later.
But they chose to attack me vehemently. They even went for the jugular. They wanted me to lose my license. So what did that do? That brought up the defensive Bennet. And I had to put up the fight of my life, and I don't think it helped them.
No. So at the same time, though, you received the highest medical honor given, the Distinguished Service Award.
The American Medical Association.
Yes. And so, I mean, you have this tension that you're living in, and doctors are giving you accolades at the same time.
I've received over 100 awards from all over the world. I've received about 3 honorary PhDs from universities all over the world. So the AMA, I got a call one day, say, hey, are you Dr. Omalu? I said, yeah. So no, this is the AMA. We've given you the Distinguished Service Award. I said, sir, please don't you insult me. The AMA, if they give me an award, will send me a letter. Okay? This is a fraud. Bye-bye. He called back. I said, sir, will you stop disturbing me? I'm not going to answer next time you call me. I answer because I thought you were somebody. I hung up. So I got home. The next day I was checking my email, and there was an email from him. Said he's very sorry. Yes, that is what he should have done. But many organizations in the world, this is how they reach out. However, they send somebody in person. That he made a mistake. I think he was the administrator. That he would send me a FedEx the next day with a letter. I said, okay, now you're talking. So I got the letter. I'm like, what is this? Distinguished Service Award. So I had to search it. It turned out to be the highest AMA award. And then I was the youngest to have received it.
Now, how old were you when?
I don't know, in my 40s. And later the president now called me and said, hey, I must tell you something. That when we nominate awardees, it may take about 5, 6, 7 votes, sometimes 10, before we finally arrive at somebody. But this year, as soon as we tabled your name, just once, 1 vote, boom. Okay? I said, why did you give it to me? So we were all watching you, that you stood firm and fought for science all along. You did not waver, and you were making proclamations that were very powerful, with great conviction, based solely on generally established and accepted scientific principles. And you broke them down in such a simplistic way that even the 3rd grade elementary school student would understand. That is why we're giving it to you. If other doctors could be like you, the world would be a better place. I said, I'm humbled. I wept. So when I tell people who attack me, I said, you know what? I don't care. Because all it takes is just one person to recognize you. Like, you know, if you read my memoir, in spite of racism, there were 2 white men, well, a white guy and a Mexican guy, who made me what I am. One was Dr. Navarro, Professor Navarro from Mexico, but a Mexican-American. He was the one who gave me an admission into a residency program. Every other person did not want me, but he said he saw something in me that just said, hey, no, this is my year to select somebody. I'll select him. And then the second was Dr. Cyril Weck, a Jewish guy. Dr. Weck was very flamboyant. Did you know him?
I know of him. I don't know him personally.
He could say anything. He said to me, Bennet, hey, you happen to be black, but you're one of the most intelligent people I've met. I think you're even more intelligent than me. I said, Dr. Work, you saying I'm more intelligent? He said, yeah, I mean it. He said, I'm in my 60s now. I don't think I've ever really helped a black man.
Oh, wow.
I think I'll help you. I'll help you become somebody. I'll help you become like me. But in doing that, you need to make me famous. And that was why I insisted they put him in the movie Concussion.
He was going to have a cameo in that movie, for sure. Yes, yes.
So he was in the movie, and he laughed when the movie came out, that the way they portrayed him in that movie, he could have as well been an angel.
Well,
So again, like I said once in a conference, all I'm asking is, don't treat me differently. Just treat me like you would treat yourself. Make the playing ground plain for me. Don't make it more difficult just because I'm different. No, what are you afraid of? Bring it on.
So before, I could talk to you all day. Before we close, because this is such a fascinating story, and our viewers have to purchase your book.
Okay.
It is, I mean, if I can say one thing, Truth Doesn't Have a Side needs to be in everyone's library.
So people who've read it send me very personal. In fact, somebody said in the military that this is one of the most powerful books he's ever read. And why Truth Doesn't Have a Side came about was there was actually another book titled Concussion, written by Jean-Marie Lascaux, which did well. It made the New York bestsellers list. So people read it, and people saw me speak in conferences and interviews. So a publishing company reached out to me and said, hey, we read Concussion. We saw the movie Concussion, but it does not do you justice. You're a man of deep faith. It was not shown on Concussion, either the movie or the book. So we'll retain you, commission you to write a book. Tell us about Bennet. Tell us what is in your heart. So that was why I wrote the memoir.
Because it's so much larger.
Yes.
For the greater good.
Yes.
For the greater
and
good.
When you read it, it will simply tell you that don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of challenges. Don't be afraid of being the odd man or woman out. Don't be afraid of nothing. Bring it on.
Bring it on. Is that your advice?
Yes.
If you give advice to a younger generation, like, maybe medical students or people in their early 20s, because it's a time in your life where you're trying to find yourself.
So what
would you advise them?
I go philosophical. That mankind won't be complete without you. There's only one you throughout all eternity. There cannot be another you. So this is our only chance, our only moment, our only time to experience you. So when you deny yourself of yourself, you deny all mankind of yourself. No one else can be you. So the best thing you could do for yourself and for humanity is to be yourself. Don't be like no one else. Some people tell me, I want to be like Dr. Man. No, don't be like me. Be yourself. So the best question you ask yourself is, who am I? If you don't have an answer, it's okay. Strive in whatever you do. Whatever you are experiencing, that is who you are. Make the best of it. You're not making enough money, it's okay. Don't compare yourself to somebody making more. Enjoy it. And in whatever you do, give the best account of yourself. Anything you do or say that is not the best of you, it's not worth doing. The way you speak. Do you know when I came to America, I had to buy a dictionary. I was reading the dictionary because I wanted to be good in English. If to write in English is not my first language, I had to be good in it. So I was studying the dictionary. And I remember one of my professors said, "Bennet, you're such a liar." I said, "Why?" "Your written English is better than most of Americans. And you tell me you grew up in Africa? You're a liar. You must have gone to school in England." I said, "No, I did not. I went to school. But the way I dress, the way I speak, the way I talk to people. If I talk to you, I want, when I'm done talking with you, if I turn around to walk away, you look, who is that?" So in everything I do, no matter how small or insignificant, I do my best. The way I drive my best. The way I sleep my best. Because I don't have any other life. So the best thing you could do for yourself as a human being, as a young person, is to be yourself.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to call you Bennet from now on
Call
and
me
not
Bennet.
Doctor.
Everybody calls me Bennet. She calls me Bennet.
My goodness. Okay, so if people want to stay in touch with you, how do they do that?
Well, they could send me an email, Bennet Omalu, which is my name, Bennet, Omalu, O-M, like in Michael, A-L-U, Omalu. Bennet Omalu, one word, small case, at bennetomalu.com.
Well, you made that easy. What a fascinating human being. Lovely to have you here. We did not get to talk about the Jacqueline because I was so engrossed, but you are a fabulous founding member here, and we just value your presence. Every time you walk into the door, you light up our room. Our members love you. Our staff loves you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I love it here. So I have a busy consulting practice. So whenever I have a big-time lawyer coming in from out of town, they're like, "Hey, Bennet, let's go have dinner. Where do we go?" So I'll take you to Jacqueline.
To the Jacqueline.
Where's Jacqueline? It's a private club. Oh, okay, good.
I know. We love to see you walk in that front door. Thank you so much for being here. We totally appreciate it.
Thank you.
Whether you're an athlete, a parent, or simply someone investigating your own battles, I hope our conversation with Bennet today will encourage you that conviction can be quiet, but it is so powerful. Thank you for listening, and may we all live a life of courage. And to stay in touch with the Jacqueline, you can go to our website, thejacqueline.com. Jacqueline is spelled Jacquelyn, or follow us on Instagram, thejacqueline.official. We hope to see you back here soon. Bye.